So, good morning, everyone. This is Shrija. I'm going to handle data structures. Under the data structures, we are going to see tree concept. So, tree, it is actually a nonlinear data structure, which comes under a tree is a nonlinear data structure where we'll be having certain terminologies and that are all basic concepts. So after the studying tree terminologies, we'll be having the binary tree representation. So it is nothing but a binary tree representation means that you are the name itself represents that a binary tree is a special kind of data structure where no node can have more than two children. So which means that each of the nodes in the tree, present in the tree, can have either 0, 1, or maximum of two children. So it can there is no limit to the values which the nodes are going to hold. It can be of any values. Either it can be a variable or an integer value or an express. There is any operators we can have. So any sort of values we can have for each and every nodes present in the tree. So this is actually introduction about the binary tree. So let's move on to the next one. So what are the different types of binary tree? So different types means there are 5 different types of binary tree. One is your full or strict binary tree. The second one is your perfect binary tree. Third one, complete binary tree. And fourth one is your degenerate or pathological binary tree. And last one is your skewed binary tree. So there are 5 different types of binary trees are available. So let's see one by one. So what are the different types of tree? So the first one is your full or strict binary tree. So it is a binary tree where all internal nodes of that particular tree can have either 0 or 2 children. So it can be used to represent the mathematical expressions also. So when I started the PPT itself, I told you regarding how the binary tree can be, what are the values it can hold. So it can hold either an integer values, or it can be a variable, or it can be a mathematical expressions also. So full or strict binary tree means you can see the example here. All the internal nodes here in this particular example, internal nodes means that it represents that all the internal the descendants, that is B, C, E, F, so not F, it is E, G. So all those are your internal nodes. So B, C, E, all their internal nodes, whereas your D, H, I, F, and G are the leaf nodes. So internal nodes has 0 or 2 children. So here I told you B, C, E are internal nodes. So here it is having either 0 or 1 or 2 children. So here we are having 2 children for each and every internal node. So those kind of trees, binary trees, we call it as a full or strict binary tree. Yes. So the second type of tree is the perfect binary tree. So perfect binary tree means all the internal nodes can have exactly 2 children. Can be either it cannot be either 0 or 1 like perfect binary tree. Sorry, full or strict binary tree. It is actually internal nodes can exactly have 2 children. So that is the perfect binary tree. And one more condition for perfect binary tree will be all leaf nodes can be in the same level or depth. So see, we can see the examples. Let's see one by one. There are 3 examples are given here. So let's see one by one. So the first example we can see here is that internal nodes are B and C. For this first tree, the internal nodes are B and C. So as per the perfect binary tree's definition, internal nodes can have exactly 2 children. So in this first example, the internal nodes B and C are having exactly 2 children. So B is having 2 children, C is also having 2 children. So this tree we can call it as a perfect binary tree. Yes, as per the first definition. The second definition also, it's satisfied. The first tree is satisfying the second property. That is all leaf nodes. So D, E, F, G are the leaf nodes which are on the same depth or same level. It is in the same level. So that is why it is called as a perfect binary tree. When coming to the second example, if we take that, we can see again B and C are the internal nodes where B is having 2 children, whereas the node C, it is not having 2 children, it is having only 1 child. So as per the definition of perfect binary tree, it is not a perfect binary tree since it is not satisfying the perfect binary tree property. So when coming to the last example, Again, it is not satisfying the second property, which means that internal nodes are actually having two children. B is having two children, C is having two children, E is also having two children. First property is getting satisfied, whereas all the leaf nodes should be at the same level. That is the second property, which is not getting satisfied here. Why? Because D, F, G are in the level 2, whereas H and I are the leaf nodes which is present at the last level, that is level 3. So this tree we cannot call it as a perfect binary tree. So this is your second. Third one is your complete binary tree. So what is a complete binary tree? So it is a binary tree where all the levels of the given binary tree are completely filled except possibly the last level, where the last level should hold the values from as left as possible. And all leaf nodes are on the same level order. So we can see here, the first, as per the definition given here, complete binary tree means all the levels must be completely filled, which means that each and every level, the internal nodes must have exactly two children, except the last level, where the last level you can have the nodes filled from the nodes can be filled from as left as possible. So all keys can be present from the as left as possible format. So here in this first example, the internal nodes are having exactly two children in all the levels. So right from the 0th level till the second level, all the levels are exactly filled, completely filled. When coming to the last level 3, where it is also filled from the last level is completely filled from the as left as possible. So this tree we call it as a complete binary tree. When coming to the second example, it is not a complete binary tree. Why? Because internal nodes are having exactly two children, and also from 0th level up to second level, it is completely filled. That is okay. But when coming to the last level, we should have the nodes from as left as possible, which means that D is having two children, that is fine. Whereas this H should be present to the left of E. Instead of that, it is actually present present to the left of G. So which means that the second part of the complete boundaries definition is not getting satisfied in this example, because the last level is not filled from the as left as possible. Instead, the value or node H is present at somewhere else. So the second tree, we cannot call it as a complete binary tree. So fourth one is the degenerate or pathological tree. So degenerate or pathological tree which means that it is a tree where parent node has only one child. It can be exactly one child which will be having. It can be either left child or right child. It can either of the thing is possible. So here we can see the first example, pathological tree. So for A, left child of A is B, right child of B is C, and again we are having right child for C as D. So which means that this is a pathological tree, because we are having each and every parent is having only one child, that is either a left one or right one. So this is a degenerate or pathological tree. So this skewed tree, we can see it in the next topic. So the next topic is next type of tree is skewed binary tree. So skewed binary tree means the same like pathological tree with two different types actually. So one is your left skewed binary tree, the other one is your right skewed binary tree, which means that each and every parent can have only one node. So if it is a left skewed binary tree, only left side nodes are possible. So for each and every parent, we'll be having only the left child will be possible. When coming to the right skewed binary tree, each and every parent will be having only the right child. So in this example itself, we can see. So left skewed binary tree means we are having each and every parent is holding only one child. Since it is a left skewed tree, each parent is holding the values to the left of its side actually. When coming to the right skewed binary tree, here also each and every parent is holding only one child, that is to the right of it. Yes, so that is your right skewed binary tree. So these are the 5 different types of binary tree. So to summarize, so binary tree, it is nothing but a special type of tree structure where it cannot have more than 2 children. So there are 5 different types of binary trees are there. One is your full or strict binary tree, perfect binary tree. Then comes your complete binary tree, degenerate or pathological tree, and the last one was your skewed binary tree. So now we have seen the different types of trees, binary trees. Yes, so now we are going to see how we are going to represent that particular binary tree. So there are two ways of representing the binary tree. One is linear representation, the other one is linked list representation. So let's see one by one. So linear representation. So the name itself represents it. It is a linear kind of representation. So which means that we'll be using the array data structure to represent the binary tree. Yes, so the elements are represented using arrays. So we have one example tree. So we can convert this example tree into a linear representation. So how we'll be representing it? So according to the level order wise. So level order means right from the node, starting root node A, we'll be starting in from here and level order. So A, then followed by B, then followed by C, then comes to D. And after that, if we check, every binary tree should hold a maximum of 2 children. Here, B is not having 2 children actually. It is having only one child that has been entered into the arrays index position in the array. Whereas since the right child of B is not available, we have to mark the next position of next to the D. That index position has to be marked as null, which means that denotes that there is no keys or values present at the right of B. Yes, after that we are having the left child of C as E, so followed by E, then F. Again, if we come to the next level, so T's left side is kept empty, so which means that we have to indicate that as a null value, which means that we have to give that empty space over there. Why? Because there are no keys are present in that particular position. So that should be indicated in the arrays by mentioning it as hyphen or null value. So this is your binary tree representation. So then comes the second type of representation of your binary tree, that is your linked list representation. So here, linked list. So we are having different types of linked list. So binary tree can be represented using the doubly linked list. Why? Because every node can have maximum of 2 children. So which means that when coming to your linked list, when coming to your representation of binary tree using linked list, we have to maintain the each and every node's left child and right child. If they are having left and right child, maximum of two children are possible. So for every node, we have to maintain left child and right child. So we are in need of 3 different fields actually. So that is possible only using the doubly linked list, where doubly linked list can have 3 fields. One is the data field, the second one is a previous, the third one is your next field. So here, instead of using the previous and next field, we will be calling that as a left child and right child. Yes, for every node, we'll be having a left child and right child. So we'll be denoting that doubly linked list nodes will be, each and every node will be represented using 3 fields. One is the data part, the other one is the left child to hold the address of the left child, and the right one that is to hold the address of the right child. So this is so here is one example, so which has been represented using the doubly linked list. So for A, it is actually the first node is root node is A, and to the left of left child of A is actually B. So for this particular node A, left child, that is the previous field, will be holding the value of B's address. Yes, in the previous field, it will be holding the address of left child node of A, that is B. It is so A to the left of A, the address of B will be stored inside. Whereas to the right of A, the address of right child node, that is C, address of C will be stored to the right of A. When coming to B, we are having left child node as D. So D's address will be stored at the left of B actually. So this particular pointer, this particular area, it will be holding the address of D here. That is the left child. And to the right of B, the address of E will be stored inside. When coming to C, there is no left child node. So to the left of C, we'll be marking that position as null value. To the right of C, we are actually having the node F. So F's address will be marked in the right of C. So this is the linked list representation of a binary tree. So here we can have one more example. We will be taking the same example and we'll be representing that in the tabular column format, which means that we are going to have different addresses for each and every node. So consider I'm having the address starting from 1 to 9, and these nodes are stored randomly somewhere in the given address. So you can see A is actually stored in the address 4. So to the left of A, I'm having B, and to the right child of A is actually C, which means that A's left part should hold the address of B. So where the B is actually getting stored, it is stored at the address 6. So to the left of A, we'll be having the address as 6. And to the right of A, right child of A is C. So what is the address of C? That is 7. So to the right of A, the address 7 will be marked. Yes. So when coming to the node B, so left child of B is actually D. So which means to the left of B. So this pointer should hold the address of D. So D's address is at 1. So that will be marked here. So to the right of B, we'll be having the node E. So E's address is 2. So to the right of B, we'll be having the address as 2. So when coming to C, we are not having any left child. So C's left child will be marked as null value, that is -1. Yes, and C's right child, that is, we are having the right child node as F. So F is stored at the address 9. So C will be holding the address as 9. So for all the leaf nodes, will not be have leaf nodes means that there is no left child node or right child node. Yes, so which means that D, E, F's all are all the leaf nodes whose left and right pointer will be marked as -1. So this is the tabular format of our memory address, how the particular node is getting stored inside the memory. So that is the memory representation of binary tree using linked list. So binary tree implementation. So when coming to our implementation part, so actually we are implementing it using linked list. Through ways of representation are there. So we are going to see the how we are going to represent that binary tree using the linked list. So if you are going to use the binary tree or using linked list, if you are going to represent, means we have used doubly linked list for representing the binary tree. So which means that we need to create a node. So for creating a node, we need the structure first. So struct node, struct tree. So here we are having the name of the structure as tree, and inside that we are going to have 3 data members because we are using the doubly linked list. So doubly linked list means that we'll be having 3 fields for each and every node. So one is for storing the data value, the other one is for storing the address of the left child node, and third one is for storing the address of the right child node. So here we can see, so data part, we are going to have it as integer values. So int followed by the data type of the data will be the variable name will be integer, followed by left and right are the fields which is going to hold the address of the left child node. So address means that for the particular node which we have created, for that only we are going to create it. So struct node. So it is actually struct node star left and right. So this is the introduction about the binary tree, and we have seen the 5 different types of binary tree followed by the different ways of representation and how to implement the structure of the when you are going to implement this binary tree in a program. So using C programming, so how we'll be having the structure of that particular node. So that we have seen. So this is all about binary tree. Thank you.